The curtains are rising on the largest movie screen in the world, the new Warren World-Class IMAX. We'll show you all the opening festivities, including a little help from the Moore Fire Department. And later,
in an IMAX, you can almost feel like you can touch the image. It's just in front of you.
We'll take a behind-the-scenes look at some of the high-tech features built into the new IMAX that make it such an incredible movie-going experience. Stay tuned, it's all coming up on this Warren IMAX special edition of More Business Spotlight. The Warren World-Class IMAX officially opened in Moore on February 24th with half-price tickets for two older films, Transformers: Dark of the Moon and Batman: The Dark Knight. Despite the ticket price reduction and older films being screened, the Moore IMAX did quite well. How well? Well, for the weekend of February 24th, the Moore IMAX was the highest-grossing IMAX theater in Oklahoma, the United States, or the world. We'll have the answer later in the show. In April of 2008, the Warren first opened for business in Moore. At the time, the theater's creator and namesake, Bill Warren, had this to say about it.
This is the finest theater in America, and I know it's easy to say that, but that is reality in terms of the quality and the cost and the attention to detail, and I have no doubt that the public will recognize that.
Clearly, they did. Moore's Warren consistently ranks as one of the top-grossing movie theaters in the country, and unquestionably the nicest. Most moviegoers assumed it couldn't get any better, but last year Mr. Warren made it clear he was just getting started. He announced IMAX and then unveiled two exclusive director suites.
George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, any of the directors, any of the A-list people, this is how they do it.
And now in 2012, Bill Warren has crowned his already impressive theater with something no other film venue in North America can boast: an 82-foot-tall screen, the largest they make, the Warren World-Class IMAX.
This theater is one of the top-grossing theaters in the nation even before the IMAX. It outgrosses any theater in a 5-state area, including anything in Dallas and so forth. So why wouldn't we want to take a successful venue like IMAX and add it on to one of the most successful theaters in the country?
Well, we're standing in the lobby of our new Warren IMAX theater. The feeling is big, spacious, roomy, which is just like the screen inside. Once we have a chance to go look at it, it's big, it's spacious, the auditorium is huge. Anybody who's been here knows we have a certain style with our theaters, and you get that same style here with the murals on the walls, the ticket booth, our concession stand.
Over the next few minutes, we'll take a behind-the-scenes look at the new Warren World-Class IMAX and see why this theater puts Moore in a whole new category for entertainment. Stay tuned. Bill Warren never does anything small. When he opened the Moore IMAX, he rolled out the red carpet and invited people from all over the country to come and see. Invoking a scene similar to a big Hollywood premiere, nearly 600 people gathered to see if the IMAX hype really delivered. Through the course of the evening, a piece of Warren mural artwork was donated to the city of Moore, and then the real party. Warren staff, including Bill Warren himself, danced on the stage to celebrate the very first film screening in the theater. Clearly, they have a lot to be exuberant about. It's not every day you hear top executives from the IMAX Corporation say this.
Congratulations to the Bill Warren family for delivering the crown jewel in the IMAX Theater Network.
The crown jewel of the IMAX theater network. IMAX has hundreds of theaters all across the world, and they chose to call this one their crown jewel.
To be honest, I've never met any other exhibitor that performs or prepares an exhibit hall any better than Bill. I mean, just have to look behind me and look at the quality of finishes, the murals. I mean, it's really well done.
But even as the first screening was taking place, Warren's staff wasn't watching the screen.
And instead of watching the screen tonight, I watched the audience, seeing a group of people with their IMAX glasses on and clapping, and when the 3D effects were on the screen, people reaching out to think they could touch it. You know, it's just a thrill to see the audience enjoying the movie. Everybody's laughing and clapping and having a good time.
Up next, we'll show you how more firefighters helped get the 6-story high screen in place. About a month before the official opening of the Warren IMAX, the massive screen was put into place. To help with this task, a group of more residents were selected who had no fear of heights.
Needed some guys, firefighters, to do some of the high work, that climbing up the scaffolds and pulling the ropes, so they thought we'd be a good fit for that.
25 firefighters and then 25 other volunteers to raise the largest IMAX screen in the nation. Now, the firefighters, are very generous in donating their time. We are paying them, and they have decided to donate their pay to the Santa Express, which I was very, very pleased with, and so we're going to match that donation.
Each year, more firefighters raise money to purchase gifts for kids who might not otherwise receive presents at Christmas time. By helping Warren raise the IMAX screen, their fund got a big boost. A check for $3,800 was presented to the Moore Fire Department for Santa Express.
I appreciate Warren Theaters, Mr. Warren, for matching that donation. That meant a lot. It goes a long way with us. We really appreciate that. It was a great effort. 100% of the donation that was given today will go towards buying gifts for children in our community.
And it gave more firefighters an opportunity to take part in movie history, helping to raise one of the largest screens in the world. It actually took 25 firefighters at the top to hoist the giant screen and a group of volunteers at the bottom to guide it. Because of the special material, it couldn't be touched without gloves, making the process that much more complicated. On opening day, firefighters joined Bill Warren to inaugurate the theater. As it turns out, Warren himself was a firefighter years ago, so standing in front of a fire truck, in front of his IMAX theater, sort of brought things full circle, and will ultimately pay off for needy families and more this Christmas. For the weekend of February 24th, the Moore IMAX was the highest-grossing IMAX theater in Oklahoma, the United States, or the world. On its opening weekend, the Moore IMAX had higher gross ticket sales than any other IMAX in the world.
So now, on behalf of Bill Warren and the staff and management of your Moore Warren Theater, welcome to the new world-class IMAX.
When you go to a movie at the Warren IMAX, there's a lot that happens before you see the actual movie. In fact, there's a lot that happens before you see the actual screen.
Before the curtain goes up, it will do a light show to music, and we do different music throughout the year depending on what time of year it is, and Matt here will do different programs to go on that light, to show up on the curtain there for the light show.
This software that I'm actually using will actually run the song and the lights together in sync. So as the song is going, for those that are familiar with the song, there's a couple sections of kettle drums. The lights will just quickly change back and forth different colors. We have a couple of gobo fixtures in the back of the room that will sweep the room on occasion.
And that's all prior to these incredible machines firing up, the IMAX digital projection system.
It is partly a film projector, but it also has got some IMAX injection into it to make it a super projector.
Actually, 2 super projectors running simultaneously.
We have a strong belief that there should be a certain amount of light on the screen, and 1 projector is just not enough. So we need to have 2 projectors to get the right amount of light back into the audience.
They also create some incredible 3D effects.
Put on your 3D glasses now.
IMAX 3D, the image will be more directly just in front of your face. And that's induly part of the screen, location of the screen, being closer to the audience. Whereas the other screens are much further away, and the image is further away. The 3D image is further away. In an IMAX, you can almost feel like you can touch the image. It's just in front of you.
This is partly due to the design of the theater itself. Warren's IMAX is stadium seating on steroids, with a steep slope of seats spanning from the bottom of the screen to the top. Combine all of this with a sound system specifically created by IMAX.
You have your sound behind you, 2 huge speakers, plus you have speakers behind the screens. They're all the sound is specifically made for these speakers by IMAX. So you're getting a specific sound to go with each movie.
IMAX is known for the immersive experience you have with the positioning of the audience to the screen and the quality of the sound and the image.
All of these things together are what make an IMAX an IMAX. But it's Bill Warren's special touch that makes it a Warren world-class IMAX.
You have the voice of the theater, and then the waterfall curtain goes up to start the show, and it'll be no different here at the IMAX. The waterfall curtain will go up. We're looking at probably about 700 pounds of material that's being hoisted up by a motor before we start the show.
People should come in and have the feeling, even if they've never been there before, of kind of an escape. I mean, that's what the Grand Movie Palaces did in the 20s and 30s. The idea was that you'd walk through the doors, close the door, walk into another world. That's really the whole idea.
To accomplish this mission, artist David LaFleur was called upon to create numerous Art Deco-style murals for the Moore Warren.
This is classically Art Deco, and there's a lot of different styles that people would consider Art Deco. This is kind of what we call the high Art Deco, which is the kind of graphics you might have seen in a theater in, say, the early 30s, late 20s.
The theme includes images of transportation, animals, and moviegoers from a different era.
Actually, this Jaguar right behind us I really do like a lot. We painted a lot of animals. Bill Warren has given me the kind of free reign to paint whatever I want to paint, so I really do enjoy the mythology. The Jaguar's fun, all the crazy beasts in all these theaters that we've done. And I hope they come back in and see different things all the time. And I hope it really adds to that kind of escape feeling that I know Bill wants to have in his theaters.
Which brings us back to Mr. Warren's comments when he first opened the initial Moore Warren in 2008.
Hopefully it's a big wow. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I mean, that's the whole idea, to create sort of a magic time and to give the public more than they anticipate.
It's safe to say Bill Warren accomplished his mission.
The curtain will be going up in just a few moments, as we're about to take awesome to a whole new level. So get ready, sit back, and be amazed.